You are now watching Zaclasage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Zaclasage here. Word up, today we are to be covering over Shadow Rider Calyrex straight up. Now this is a deck that I've been playing to a lot of success recently, and I think it's really cool. Now I'm not entirely sure if this version's better than Alcremie or not. I did win a 60+ person tournament about a week ago with this deck, and it's been working really well for me. The deck sets up consistently well, so just providing something different. Decks with minimal text typically do things more often than decks that play extra text. So when you take Alcremie, you gotta cut somewhere. Maybe that's a Marnie. Maybe your drawing of cards is less than what this deck is. Sometimes messing around with those few little, I don't know, you mess around with the deck too much, you're not drawing as many cards, you're not winning as many games. So the whole thing is, I'm keeping it simple. This deck should be streamlined and good. I won a tournament with it. Another player took my deck, won a tournament. This is very similar to the deck that won Chill a couple weeks back, with Jordan Stoddart, Hottie, doing well, winning the Chill and seeing kind of success. So Alcremie is, or this is the second most popular version besides the Shadow Rider Alcremie version. So it's doing really well. I haven't covered it on my channel yet. I know a lot of the Shadow Rider content can get repetitive, but I think it's worthwhile to look at all the best decks while we explore Chilling Reign. So, like I said, list is in the description. Check that out. Give this video a like if you like all the content I've been doing. It really does help boost the algorithm. Leave a comment below letting me know what version of Shadow Rider Calyrex you think is the best. Whether it's Zapdos, Mewtwo Mew, Trevnoir, all these things. What are the cards that you like in your Shadow Rider deck? Do you like Shadow Rider or not? Do you hate the deck? What's going on? Let me know. The comment does help boost the algorithm. And subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 5,000. I was about to say we just passed. We are just so close to 5,000. Tell a friend, tell your neighbor, create a Google account for your dog. You know, all that good stuff. Anyways, let's jump into this deck list and see what is poppin'. So here we have a Shadow Rider Calyrex deck list. And I mean, if you look at it, it's very plain. I do want to let you know about the strategy or what the thought process is when it comes to this deck. So you got the whole Shadow Rider Underworld Door strategy going on. You're attaching a bunch of energies, 1 energy per Underworld Door, 1 energy per turn, all that good stuff. And then you're building up 4 gigantic Max Geist. A lot of the lists are already running Gengar Mimikyu-GX. Horror House GX allows you to use Horror House GX, pause your opponent's turn. I mean, they can't play any cards from their hand, they can't attack, they can't use things like Viridian Forest, but a single Psychic Energy on this dude in the active spot, pause your opponent's turn, and then you can start building up the Shadow Rider Calyrex Vs in play, evolve them into Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, and basically get up a gigantic lead on your opponent with the Underworld Doors. It's not unheard of to get like 210 damage relatively early in the game. I know relative is relative, but like you attach an energy on your first turn, get a couple Calyrex down, hit your opponent with the Horror House GX, attach another energy, attach another 2 energies, and then maybe attack them with Poltergeist. Next turn you're swinging for like 210. So turn 2, turn 3, you're hitting for a lot of damage. It's huge. And it really adds up really quickly. And that's why I decided to go with no text. I wanted extra space for things like Ordinary Rod and Palpad and Phoebe. And Phoebe and Palpad's really good against Luke Metal and Decidueye. If you're struggling against Decidueye, add another Phoebe if you really want. I think that's the best tech that we have against Luke Metal. Both of them have been pretty favorable for me so far. Marshadow over Chaotic Swells, because you could always search them out. Maybe the Ordinary Rod is something that like is too cute for a deck like this, but it's pretty basic. I like Dedenne-GX because I can just kind of pitch everything I want and I have access to Ordinary Rod. If you're not playing Ordinary Rod, you probably don't want to be playing 2 copies of Dedenne. I'd play 1 Dedenne, 1 Crobat. So basically, the whole goal is just to go Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, just be more streamlined, consistent at getting those Max Guys out. You get a few more deck space out of it. Whether or not that makes some good deck space or not, we have a lot of cards to get in and out of the active spot. We have ways to bring up our opponent's Pokemon, max out on the Evolution Incense, Fog Crystal, and Quick Ball. So overall, I think this deck's really cool. So let's try out some games, see exactly what's going on. Remember, this deck is in the description, so check that out. You can copy and paste it right into PTCGO while we play along. So our opponent's calling the coin flip. And when it comes to this deck, you usually want to be going first. If you are playing against Mirror, you want to be going second, and that's only so you can get the first Horror House GX off. So we did win the coin flip, or I guess we lost the coin flip and our opponent's just letting us go first. We're going to start here with Shadow Rider. That's completely fine. Let's see what our opponent flips up. We should be okay against things that are not dark types. So there's ADP. I'm actually totally cool with there being an ADP there. I'm going to go Quick Ball away. I'm going to Quick Ball away the Dedenne-GX. Now they could get Echoing Horn out. That's fine. We'll see how that goes. And let's peek through the deck, seeing what's in here. I mean, we have our full line up there. We have our Gengar. We have another Dedenne-GX. We have access to a bunch of stuff. We don't need Phoebe in this matchup. We prized a couple energies. Nothing crazy going on here. I'm going to keep the Marshadow in my hands, and I'm going to go ahead here and just attach the Psychic Energy to our bench. I think it's a little bit better to attach it to our bench right now. I don't think there's any reason to attach it to the active. We can always get out of this spot. And we're trying to keep our hand large, so in case our opponent does go for the Mawile, if they do play Mawile, that is, that they would bring it down. Now, this is not a hand that I would necessarily use Mawile. I've already played around discarding it to Dedenne-GX. You're not really going to get too much use out of it, but you never know what's going to be going through your opponent's head. And if your opponent would ever just plainly send one out, that's cool too. So, now our opponent's playing Skyla. I'm totally cool with them playing Skyla. Not really an explosive turn. Might just be for a Viridian. If they play Viridian, they might just be playing the ADP Birds. With MOLTRES, if there's no Viridian, it looks like they are just going to be getting a Dedenne-GX to draw into some more cards. Maybe their hand is dead comparatively. So there's a Dedenne-GX. You can almost predict Pokemon the way it plays out. Yep, so switch. There's some cards. Let's see exactly what's going on. Will they get an energy? They do have Viridian. Hopefully they don't play MOLTRES, because the MOLTRES is going to be difficult for us. They are discarding quite a bit of Boss's Orders, which is going to be nice. So it is MOLTRES. We got to watch out for that one. Now, luckily, there's no energies in the discard pile. And we'll have to see exactly what they do. If they know what they're doing for this matchup, they're just going to build up the MOLTRES first, because that's really the scariest thing for us to deal with. So there's a Dark Energy. And they got an energy off the Intrepid Sword. So not a bad turn, but they do have that in the active spot. So we're going to go like this. We want to be able to see more cards off of our deck. So we're going to go ahead here and Underworld Door, powering up our bench Pokemon. And we got an Air Balloon. I might as well put Marshadow in play. I don't see any reason why not. And let's go Research. So I just want to see more cards. We're going to try to get off a Gengar Mimikyu this turn if that's a possibility. And so far it's looking like it might not be, so let's go for Evolution Incense, clear that out of the deck. And at this point we've already used that, that Underworld Door, so let's go for this Underworld Door. Now, we won't be able to go for the full Gengar because we did not get any way to get it out. No Fog Crystal, no nothing, but we could still Horror House GX if we can get one. Now, this is the case where it's a little bit awkward because we will not be able to do it. I'm just trying to do some quick math here. So 3 times 8 is 240 plus 30. So we got the perfect number on this anyways. I might just go ahead and retreat into the Shadow Rider Calyrex V. I think that gives us more opportunities than not. So let's go like this, and we're just going to try again to draw next turn. Really not a great start for us. It's not bad, but let's go ahead here and just go Shadow Mist. We're going to go ahead, stop the Viridian Forest, and then go Shadow Mist, because they won't be able to play a Viridian Forest down from their hands. When it comes to Palpad, is there anything we want to put back in our deck? I'm fine with putting those 2 back into our deck right now, because we have a higher chance of drawing into them. And let's go for Shadow Mist. So while this is in the active spot, we want to basically keep it there, build up energy, knock out the Galarian Moltres. If we can isolate the Pokemon that knock us out for a single, just knock us out without using Altered Creation GX, because 190 times 2 is 380. 380 on one of these knocks it out 3 prize cards. They're just using Intrepid Sword, so apparently their hand's nothing crazy. So we got a bonus turn here. Hopefully we can get into a Gengar, and there's a Gengar. Amazing. So let's build up the Gengar and get a fat hand for ourselves. We're pretty close to getting it. Let's see what we can get here. And we need 7 energies in play to get a knockout on this, for what it's worth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to build it up again. Let's go Underworld Door, powering this up. It's so close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, we are so close to just getting the knockouts just by... They're just going to concede, so we're going to take the dub. They know that we just got a really quick start there. So we're just going to call the coin flip heads. We lost the coin flip. We'd like to go first, but reasonably it doesn't matter too much. So here's a great opportunity for us to just go Horror House going second. You can see, like, our hand is amazing. We're just going to go Gengar there. Hopefully our opponent's not playing Dark. Dark would be a tough one. You don't ever want to play down extra Pokemon because then your opponent could just, like, play, like, Fiona or something. So it looks like we're going to be playing against a Rapid Strike URSHIFU deck. If we're not playing against Rapid Strike URSHIFU, then we're playing against some kind of Zeraora deck. Yeah, they're just going to concede. That's the power of this deck. We take those dubs. So our opponent here is calling the coin flip. Let's see what's going on. We won the coin flip. Let's go. Would you like to go first? Yeah, we'll just go first blindly on the ladder. Again, if you're playing on Limitless, you might want to change that up. Looks like our opponent knows who we are. So what up, Baby Rattle? Hopefully you're having a wonderful evening playing on the ladder. And please don't be playing Dark. Yeah, so good thing we're mulliganing because our hand would be a little bit awkward. And the red angry face tells me that they probably started with Dedenne or something like that. Our hand's not particularly great, but going first, we can build up for a Horror House GX to draw some cards. So let's see what our opponent's doing. Especially going first, we don't need to play anything down from our hands. And let's see what they flip up. So we're playing against Ice Rider. We definitely want to get these out in play, and let's attach an energy for our turn, put one of those down, and let's go ahead here and pass. So the reason why we're putting the Marshadow down, or even the reason why we play Marshadow, is to just get rid of Path to the Peak so that we're able to use Underworld Door. So right now it looks like we're in a pretty okay spot. Maybe we just go Horror House GX, bring up our opponent's Ice Rider Calyrex, and we're in a really good spot. They're probably going to grab a Sobble there. Either it's going to be a Sobble or it was going to be a Minchino. And we'll see what our opponent's doing. Okay, there's a Melanie. It's not bad. We want them to draw as many trainer cards as possible just so we can get some damage on this Ice Rider. The thing is with the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX is that it can do a lot of damage to a Gengar Mimikyu. It can do 250 damage, which makes it really tough for us to deal with. They're probably just going to grab a Drizzle. Oh, there's another Sobble. Hopefully they hold on to their Evolution Incense if they have them. This is just going to be a Drizzle, I think. Oh, there's another Sobble. Interesting. Okay, well, let's go ahead here. We don't really have much going on. So let's go ahead and bring up their Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. Or Ice Rider Calyrex V. Let's bring this up. And we're going to attempt to get a knockout on it. So let's go ahead and attach for our turn. And we're going to go for Horror House GX. All they can do is retreat or pierce. And they're just going to go pierce. I don't think they're going to retreat. Now, we did not get any Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. We did not get any Evolution Incense. So we might just be pitching this hand, which would be a little bit awkward for us to deal with. So I'll have to see how that goes. Looks like our opponent's a little bit upset. So maybe we will get the knockout with Poltergeist. They have 8 cards in their hand. We need to get 5 of them. Okay, they're just retreating crazy. So I'm assuming that we're just going to be getting the knockout at this point. So I'm going to put this here because I'm assuming that's also going to get knocked out. Let's go like this, attach there. I'll give myself some switching options. So I'm going to switch here. And let's check through our deck. We haven't checked through our deck yet, so we're going to go through our free search. I probably should have done that before doing any of the switches. We do have a Dedenne-GX. We do have a Shadow Rider Calyrex V. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go Quick Ball. I do want to just discard a Psychic Energy just so we have options. I don't think I'm playing Reset Stamp. Our opponent's either memeing on us or we're getting the knockouts. Let's go for Dedenne-GX. And we have some things that we could do. Let's go for Calyrex VMAX. So let's evolve into this one because we'd rather have the one with energy protected. I'm gonna grab Fog Crystal to grab some more energy so we can start using our Underworld Door. Again, I'm gonna use another Fog Crystal to grab another Psychic Energy, just so we have those cleared out of our deck. Let's go for Underworld Door here, powering up an energy. And again, nothing huge going on here. I am gonna try my luck with Boss's Orders at this point. They did go ahead and retreat, so I'm assuming they are just getting knocked out. So we might see a concession here from our opponents. I am gonna go, yeah, there's a concession from our opponents, so we take those. So that's what we got going on with this video. I hate to be like, I showed you 3 concessions back to back to back to back, but this is what this deck does. It puts you in such a advantageous spots. You just win games, and your opponent's just conceding before that happens. Whether or not it's because we're about to knock out their Pokemon, we have too many energy in play, they have a big hand, or we just completely wipe them with Horror House GX. It's a poor matchup. This deck has a really good matchup spread in this current format. Underworld Door is a busted ability. Horror House GX is one of the best GX attacks in the entire game, one of the best attacks in the entire game, and adding it all together into one deck that is just more streamlined than the other versions typically does well. So keep it in mind when you're trying a new Shadow Rider deck, that this version has been performing really well, and hopefully this video explains and shows why it's really well. It gives you a little bit more insight into the deck. As always, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, all that good stuff. You can help support the channel by picking up some Zach Lesage merch. That's all in the description. Zach Lesage playmat. Become a channel member. All that stuff really does help support me as a content creator. So I really appreciate everyone. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I'll catch up with you real soon. Peace out. Bye. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's become a channel member. It's one of those things where I appreciate every single person who watches my videos, and I mean, that's really where it counts, but for the channel members, they've gone out of their way to financially support me, and I truly appreciate that gesture. It's one of those things when I started channel memberships up on my channel, and I just didn't know if anyone was ever going to do it, so I truly appreciate everyone taking the plunge, taking a leap of trust, and investing in me as a content creator. Truly makes a difference for me each and every month. If you haven't already thought about becoming a channel member, you might want to contribute to the channel, and I do put everything back into the channel to make it the best possible place to watch for Pokemon TCG content. Again, I truly appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. Cheers. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.